Thank you, Chris. A tense situation on Marco Island had people on high alert today. Police investigating a report of an armed guy with explosives at the island's biggest resort, while guests were ordered to stay sheltered in place. This chaotic situation happening at the Marco Island Marriott Beach Resort on Collier Boulevard, but the threat turned out to be a hoax. 4 in your corner's Carl Fortier speaking with the police chief about the effect these sorts of threats have on law enforcement, the resorts, and you. Carl?
Well, Patrick, someone called police demanding money in exchange for not causing a bomb or gun-related emergency at the Marriott. While police found no shooter or explosives, they say the caller will be the one paying the price if they can identify him.
The caller made a threat and demanded financial compensation to avoid an incident involving explosive and firearms at that location.
That location was the Marco Island Marriott Beach Resort. Police Chief Al Scatino says a man made 5 calls to Marco PD about the threats around 9 a.m. The Collier Sheriff's Office brought in a helicopter and canines to help find the suspect and any explosives.
We have a lot of tall buildings there, so we wanted to make sure that all those buildings were checked from a vantage point that somebody would use to do something like that.
Collier Boulevard was closed for a couple of hours, and guests were ordered to shelter in place rather than evacuate.
We want to keep people there until we can quickly evaluate the situation and make sure avenues to leave are clear of any type of explosives.
After searching for several hours, police determined the threat wasn't legitimate. Now investigators can turn their attention to tracing the caller, who had police and the community on alert all morning.
But we're working actively with our IT departments, with the FBI, as well as our investigators to determine how this took place.
I reached out to management at the Marriott for comment on the situation, but did not hear back. Chief Scatino says with several dozen officers responding and the interruption of normal activity at the surrounding resorts, there is substantial economic impact. Now, Chief Scatino says the resort does have protocol for scenarios like this, but he says he wants his department, as well as local fire and the sheriff's office, to conduct more training exercises with the major resorts on the island. Carl Fortier, Fox 4, in your corner.
Hi.